Welcome everyone to Health Coach TV. I'm your host, Dr. Shauna Menard, and boy, do we have a great episode for you. If you are stressed out, especially if you're like a stressed out millennial and you got some extra pounds that are super stubborn and your skin's not the way you want it to be, you're breaking out with acne, you are definitely going to want to tune in here. I am with our very special expert, Lisa Zhu. Lisa, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Dr. Shauna.
I am excited to interview you. I've been looking forward to this. Let me give you a proper introduction. So Lisa Zhu works with stressed out millennials to help them achieve healthy weight loss and get clear skin. After more than 10 years as an exhausted young professional in finance, battling with many health conditions, she's going to share her story. Lisa transformed her health and her life through adopting a healthy, holistic lifestyle. So she was wanting to find a soul satisfying career and seeing that other millennials were struggling with their stress and suboptimal health like she had, led her to become a wellness entrepreneur. She grew up in Shanghai, China, and she has been living in Los Angeles, California for almost 15 years. So Lisa enjoys home cooking, wine tasting, doing yoga, gardening, camping, sailing, playing guitar. She is a fantastic, well-rounded person. She has, you can't tell from looking here, you think she's had it easy her whole life, that it was easy for her to maintain her weight, have great skin. You've got to hear her story. It's very profound, very life-changing. So with that, thank you so much, Lisa, for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Shauna. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. It's my pleasure to be here.
Awesome. And I always start these interviews off by just letting people know that although I am a doctor, I'm not your doctor. So you're always going to, and neither is Lisa. So we're not your doctors, and she'll always want to go to your health professional about what's right for you. But what we are going to be sharing here is really profound, and even within her own story, she's got some fabulous tips. So I would definitely grab a pen. You're going to want to take some notes. So tell us, Lisa, what is it that you actually do now? What do you do?
I teach people how to kill two birds with one stone. Well, not literally, of course. So the two birds are stubborn weight and adult acne. And the one stone is the healthy, holistic lifestyle. So that being said, I help stressed out millennial achieve healthy weight loss and clear skin at the same time so they can take on the world with optimal health and confidence.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you do it so well, and you really walk your talk. And there's a lot of depth behind it, because some people are like, a few extra pounds, clear skin, what's the big deal? We're going to tell you about what a big deal that is, because those are signs and harbingers of what's to come. And you're really excellent at helping people nip that in the bud. But tell us a little bit about what had you get into this line of work? Like, how did this all start for you?
It started from a long time ago. So after graduating college, I came to the US from Shanghai on my own, being so far away from my family for the first time in life. I had to take care of myself. But turns out, unfortunately, I did not do a very good job at doing that for the first 5 years of my life in the US. And to begin with, I didn't have much health awareness. I never used to exercise, and when I arrived in the US, I immediately adopted the standard American diet. So no one believes me now if I tell them I gained nearly 30 pounds in the first few months when I moved to the US. Then I slowly developed a severe digestive problem that food just got stuck in my esophagus. In the next month, I lost more weight than I gained, actually. So trust me, it wasn't a dream come true for weight loss, but quite a terrifying and helpless experience. As I went to see my family doctor, he told me there's nothing wrong with you based on all the ultrasound and x-ray report. And he told me, go eat a pizza if you're worried about losing too much weight. At the same time, I was also suffering from neck pain and cystic acne. And I was prescribed anti-inflammatory medication, antibiotics, and birth control pills. I remember at the age of 26, when I should have been in my prime, Instead, I felt like crap. My skin, my body, my health was basically in a total mess. The side effects caused by the medication soon became another nightmare, besides the weight gain and weight fluctuation and acne. So I also developed chronic candida infection, irregular spotting between my periods, massive fibrosis in my breast, and anxiety attacked, severe wild mood swings at the same time. So I did not know how to properly handle the stress from my work, my relationship either at that time. So, but one thing I was pretty convinced that I was on track to depression.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. I mean, that's a lot. I can't even imagine, even at the best of times, coming from Shanghai to LA. That's got to be quite a transition. A young person, you adopt the culture and you adopt all of the health challenges that come along with it, that there's like literally millions of people who can relate, because as you're eating those foods and doing that lifestyle, they're probably also experiencing some of, maybe not as severe, maybe one of those things more than another, but there's some consequences to that. And I remember when I first met you, like, I mean, you look like you got it going on. It's got to be easy for you. And then to see a picture of you where you were the 30 pounds heavier. And I was like, I never knew that whole story about you. And so then that becomes kind of where you, where this passion and drive comes, because you know how it affects every aspect of you, physically, mentally, emotionally, like all aspects of you, and the consequences of that. And it's just like that spiral, negative spiral gets going pretty quick. So that, I know that there's also people out there suffering right now where you were. So they're probably wondering what happened next. Like, did you find a doctor? How'd you figure things out? Like, how did you get to figure out how to get on the other side of it? Because so far, all the treatments are leading to more. Now you got meds for the side effects of the side effects of the side effects, and it's going in the wrong direction fast. So how'd you figure it out?
I found a magic pill. I'm just joking, but the actual solution I found was even better. So as I was about to start a new round of medication to treat the side effects caused by the first round of medication, I just got really sick and tired of it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm just going to stop taking the medication from now on and see how much worse it could get. I was pissed. But surprisingly, many symptoms just went away within a week or two. So I had an epiphany. What if the solution to my problem is right there within my own body rather than external medication? Mm-hmm. So if the medication were causing side effects to my body, could be the existing problem. Could the existing problem be the side effect of my current lifestyle? Mm-hmm. So after many late nights of reading online, I was getting convinced that I was onto something good, which could potentially help myself. So the first thing I did was taking a massive dose of probiotic supplements. Mm-hmm. Then I started exercising, mostly focused on yoga, because my neck pain was just gone after the first yoga class, while chiropractor or massage therapists were not able to deliver the same results. Mm-hmm. Then within 2 weeks, my digestion was much improved as well, and I was able to keep my neck pain at bay for days. Then I slowly gained back my weight and finally got feeling I got nourished again. So I was still suffering from cystic acne at the time. Mm-hmm. But that finally changed when I gained more nutrition knowledge and understood the root cause of adult acne. Then I was able to get clear skin. I noticed my weight doesn't fluctuate as it used to be, which really is a dream come true for me. So
Yeah.
by then I came to a realization that when our body functions are out of balance, it can manifest in many different ways. So no matter if it's being overweight or having acne or digestive issues, right? As I further my knowledge in holistic health and functional medicine, I can be more convinced that most chronic diseases are all lifestyle related.
Yeah.
So if someone is still looking for a magic pill, I will tell that person, the magic pill is right there. It's implanted within your body already, as long as you give your body the right chance to heal. So if I tell people about this, most people would not disagree. But when it comes to how to give your body the right chance, most people fall short on that.
Yeah.
So otherwise, we won't have such a health crisis in the US and even the rest of the world. 1 in 10 people in the US has become diabetic. And even in China, where I came from, 1 in 11 people has become diabetic.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a huge crisis. And even more than that, that's overweight and obese, like 30% are obese and nearly 2/3, more like 66% are overweight. So yeah, it's literally, no pun intended, a huge problem. And so it sounds like what you did was like a multifactorial approach. It wasn't one magic pill, as you say, but it was holistic. It was diet, it was exercise, it was focusing, and instead of looking out there, it was more about looking in here and realizing, and that we often talk about on Health Coach TV, that the body's the miracle that can heal itself if we give it half a chance. And sort of that is the realization that you're like, wait a minute, let's see what my body can do. So is that why you decided to become a health coach? And how was it that you decided to do tackle weight loss and get rid of acne at the same time? So tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So after years of struggling, now I'm proud and grateful to have achieved my best health at my oldest age. And I thought I could really help others do that as well. That's why I left my finance career to study nutrition and holistic health. Now I've started on a mission to help other people realize the innate healing power of our body when given the right chance. Out of all the problems I have had, there are 2 of them being quite common and frustrating among other millennials, as I can see, which are weight issues, right? Typically being overweight or not being able to maintain their ideal weight once they've lost the weight, and also adult acne. So as we know, the industries for those 2 problems are enormous. But if you take a look at the weight loss methods and acne treatment or medication out there, most of them only focus on treating the symptoms, but fail to address the root cause. So most people who have weight issues and acne problem think, being overweight is simply just a caloric surplus, and acne is a topical skin condition. Rarely do they associate those symptoms with an early sign of imbalance or dysfunction in the body. So I thought to myself, the beauty of helping people with these problems is that I can possibly help them nip more severe problems in the bud as well. Although no one can know for sure what's going to happen if the early signs are ignored. So weight loss and clear skin is kind of like my Trojan horse to get to people that display early sign of imbalance in their body. So in the beginning, little do they know that I'm going to help them on a greater level than just what they see in the mirror.
Right.
But I know what they see in the mirror can affect their confidence level to a great extent as well. Because as a super introvert myself, I was shy when I was much younger, and I'm still pretty shy, probably can tell now. But but having acne really didn't help me, as you can imagine, right? So I understand the pain from people with compromised confidence because of the way they look. And I just want to let them know that it really doesn't have to be that way. And they can totally take back their confidence and enjoy a better quality of life.
Yeah. Oh, and that's so good. And when you can take something that was painful, that you've struggled with, that you've got to the other side of, and then help others, it's so fantastic. I think sometimes that's why we are faced with some of the struggles, so that we can go and help someone else through that. So how do you work with your clients then? How does this work?
Yeah, so most of my clients are millennial professionals who find themselves struggling with excessive stubborn weight and frequent breakouts on their skin, and they're looking to get clear skin, lose the stubborn weight, and also to maintain their weight once they've lost the weight.
Mhm.
So the Lean and Clear program is my three-phase signature program, which is based on a holistic medicine or functional medicine framework. CNT stands for Cleanse, Nurture, and Thrive, which is the three-phase and unique structure I created for my program. So it allows the client to build a solid foundation by cleansing their body first with the smallest but most sustainable change of daily habits with bite-sized information and easily digestible knowledge. So once they've built the foundation, we will start to address the root causes for the excessive weight and skin problem. So my online video module will dive deep into those topics. So not only my clients know what to do, but they also know why they're doing it. So I aim to teach my clients how to fish rather than just give them the fish. I want them to develop their own expertise within themselves. That's how we are able to sustain the lifestyle changes. Turning these small new habits into a new routine they would start to follow. And eventually we will expand that new routine into a new lifestyle, which is essentially new personal identity, right? It should be associated with a healthier and more mindful living. So I also provide my clients plenty of accountability and hand-holding throughout the whole process, mainly through coaching calls, making sure they are feeling supported every step of the way. And the most important thing is that we get great results. So which is the most gratifying thing for me as a health coach.
That's awesome. So I'm just going to pick up on a few things. And for those of you listening, so one of the things that I love and I'm hearing you say is, I love this CNT approach. So you've got a framework, a proven path that you've got a track record in, and it works. So cleanse, nurture, thrive. So you got a plan, and a lot of people just want to know, what do I do? Like, I'm willing to make some changes here because I can't take this anymore, but what do I do? And they don't know what to do. And there's so much conflicting information. So for you to say, don't worry, I know exactly what to do. And I know this path like the back of my hand, and I can walk you through it. And I got your back on this. And it's just, people can just relax into that. So you've got this framework, cleanse, nurture, thrive, which is fantastic, which has many, like far-reaching benefits beyond their skin and weight, as you said. But then also what I'm hearing you say is it's not cookie cutter. So it's customized. So like the most important thing is that your clients get great results. So whatever it takes, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to customize it, because people are going to have different allergies or intolerances or situations or health conditions. And so it's like taking the framework, but then customizing it for that particular person, which is fantastic. So I just want to commend you on that, Lisa. That's that professional excellent level. And so that's perfect. So what would be one thing that you're like, I wish people knew, what should they know when it comes to trying to lose weight and get rid of acne? What's like one thing is like, I wish they knew this. or even for yourself, when what do you wish you'd have known back then when you were maybe standing in the shoes that some of these people listening are in?
Right, looking back in my early days, when I tried to control my weight and get rid of my cystic acne, and also I think pretty much what everybody else was doing is they're taking separate approach trying to solve those two problems, which initially seems, to make sense, right? Because weight issue and acne, they seem like they're just two different problems. Therefore, people seek separate solution to solve the problems. So, typically counting calorie to lose weight and using acne cream, or you could be doing liposuction to get rid of excessive fat, or taking Accutane to clear skin. You could be taking weight loss pills or doing chemical peel for the acne, right? There are many, many other different things people do in order to lose weight and get better skin. But commonly, all these symptom-oriented methods tend to give quick but very temporary results. That's why people have to keep trying different, brands of acne cream, going on crash diets, doing crazy workout boot camps and stuff, or this detox program, that detox program, or endless chemical peels, then over time it can become quite an expense as well.
Right.
That's why both weight loss and acne industry, they're just huge. It's enormous. They're both multi-billion-dollar industries. But most importantly, these things are not really doing much to improve the overall health of our body, if not already damaging our health already, right? So for people who are out there trying to lose weight and trying to get rid of their acne, the biggest mistake you can make is trying every single symptom-oriented solution, but not working your way up from the root cause. I've been there, I've done that. So I wish I knew this when I was really struggling with my breakouts and weight issue.
Yeah. So, and then it can be frustrating because they're trying all of these things and getting temporary relief, but they haven't really got to, as you say, the root cause. And I think that's something that people are hearing more and more about these days. They're hearing about functional medicine. They're hearing about root cause, and they're starting to wake up to that fact of, what, I'm just slapping a Band-Aid on here. It's kind of like if you're just wearing black to look slimmer, I don't really fix the problem. The thing still exists, whatever. It's like a temporary solution that hasn't really got to the root. So, and then they get frustrated because as they try all of these things, they get temporary relief, but they're like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, especially when you're talking about medications, and then there's side effects of the side effects, which is the cycle, the vicious cycle that you got into. So tell our listeners a little bit more about why is it so important to get to the root of this? Why is it so important to solve the problem right from the root issue?
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, the imbalance or dysfunction of our body can manifest itself in many, many different symptoms. So even if you are able to suppress some symptoms, as long as the root causes are still there, it will find its way out again, eventually in the form of another symptom, right? So it's kind of like playing whack-a-mole. As long as the mole is not removed, it'll always find a new hole to pop up from sooner or later. Therefore, when you work from the symptoms, you will need to find many different solutions to tackle every symptom, whereas you can remove many symptoms at the same time by just eliminating one root cause. So in my program, I talk about the 5 root causes of stubborn weight and adult acne. So they're poor gut health, chronic inflammation, detox crisis, metabolic dysfunction, and hormone imbalance. These root causes are actually the same causes for many chronic diseases and are often highly interconnected with one another.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And I so appreciate your knowledge. You've got such a vast knowledge of this issue that you've zeroed in on and narrowed your niche or area of expertise. So I know our audience is appreciating this. What are some tips? And for our audience members, are you loving this? Like, just leave some comments in there. And is this resonating with you? Are these things that you are struggling with? And also grab a pen. So Lisa, there's people out there, they're struggling with some of these same things that you have, and they kind of know, okay, I got to get to the root cause. Okay, that makes sense. I see how what I've been doing hasn't been working so far. What are a couple of tips that you can share with our listeners, like right now?
Well, that's a very hard question because I've got a list of tips, but you know what? I'm just gonna go straight to the biggest tip here, which is to control your blood sugar swings. I know a lot of people will be like, what? Because I've told them, they'll be like, I don't have diabetes. Like, why would I need to look at my blood sugar, right? It's totally irrelevant. But little do they know that, you know, as the latest functional medicine research study shows, most chronic condition or disease, including weight gain and acne, start from wild blood sugar swings. Therefore, if you could work on stabilizing your blood sugar level, you are literally many steps ahead than others to tackle the problem from the fundamental level. So another tip is about mindset. I always tell my clients that please do not think it's unfair that some people eat junk food all day long, but never get a single breakout on their face or gain a single pound. So, you know, it seems like they might be genetically blessed in certain ways that the toxin loads or a early stage body function is not manifested through acne or weight gain. But the negative impact of a poor diet, a poor lifestyle, is for sure going to take a toll on their health down the road. So if the symptoms are not showing up, they will show up later, and usually in a more vicious form at a more advanced stage. So compared to going straight to diabetes or even cancer, having acne as an early warning sign from your body might not be so unlucky after all, right? Yeah. So I'm not saying if you don't take care of your acne or lose weight, you will get cancer, but being able to read the signs that your body is trying to send you, it's extremely important. So if you understand this, rather than focusing on solving the symptoms, work from the underlying causes and bring your body back to homeostasis, is going to do you so much good down the road.
Yeah, because it's a sign that it's an outward manifestation that something's off balance here. And so, you know, we can catch it earlier or later. And yeah, and sometimes those later effects can be way more devastating. I have an aunt that has a sulfite allergy. And I often say, so that's a lot of preservatives. And I said, in a sense, it's a good thing that you have that. Like she's had anaphylactic reactions to it. So you wouldn't think that's a good thing. But I said, you know what, you're forced to eat clean. You can't have the processed foods or junk food. And so, and since you know to just steer clear of it, it's forcing you to have a clean diet. So in a sense, it's a bit of a blessing in disguise. So kind of that, you know, that same thing. So I love that. What are some of the, spin-off? Oh, and the other thing too, I was going to mention, you talked about blood sugar, and like maybe people haven't made that connection between how critical that is. You know that I used to do a lot of talks about the sugar spike diet, you know, sugar cravings, and then it goes down. And this sugar spike diet that most people, and you talked about the standard American diet, which it's loaded with, that has been associated with increased risk significantly of obesity, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, stroke, all of these substantially increased. Like I believe women who were postmenopausal, like I'll be a little fuzzy on the details, but women who are postmenopausal, who have that, who are sedentary with that sugar spike diet, 89% more likely to develop breast cancer. So, you know, the early phase of it, if we come back when you're just stressed and you've got weight and acne, if we can balance that blood sugar out. So for you listening to her and you're like, sugar cravings, whoopee-doo. Yeah, I suppose it makes a difference, because that sugar is inflammatory and it's linked to pretty much every disease out there. It doesn't make anything better. So that's actually a very profound and great tip. Seems simple. It's one of those easy to do, easy not to do, but it's certainly something worth considering. Now, it's one thing to say, balance your blood sugar, and it's a whole other thing to actually do it, because sugar is coming in forms that people don't know, like bread, for example. They don't realize that can be spiking their blood sugar, or other things like that. So that's a whole other topic. And that's what you work with people individually on, to see where are there sneaky little areas there where sugar is spiking and they don't even know their sugar is spiking because they're not diabetic. So it's not a problem. And so that's where those details matter. But tell us, what are some of the spin-off benefits? So we talk about, just getting the solving the symptoms at the surface level, like the branches of a tree. There's lots of different symptoms. You're needing lots of solutions when you get to the root cause. But when you get to the root, it's going to solve all of these branches. So what are some of the spin-off benefits that you've seen with working with your clients?
Absolutely. I was hoping you could ask me this question, because I really wanted to let people know that a holistic approach, it solves a whole list of problems. So besides weight loss and clear skin, one of my clients was able to rock in her high heels again without hurting her ankle, and going on long hikes without knee pain. Another client, she no longer needs to end her meetings early only because she wasn't feeling hangry. Also change in energy level and less of back cravings is a common benefit seen by many clients as well. Myself also has spent a lot less money on skincare products and makeup since I've switched to the inside out method. I really felt the big difference between wearing makeup only when I feel like it and wearing makeup as a necessity in order to cover up my acne. I've also noticed remarkable improvement in my dental health. I used to discover cavity every year, and I have root canals done in every other one of my teeth, believe it or not. But ever since I started working on improving my lifestyle and my overall health, I've made significant less trips to my dentist as well.
Yeah. So the ripple effects are enormous. Like the benefits just keep on giving, just like the negative effects keep on coming. The ripple effect of the spin-off benefits, it's really great. So it's really wonderful to not ignore the weight loss or the acne. Like you could say, well, it's, I can deal with it. Or they can wait until it becomes a bigger problem, or there's more of those effects, some of those digestive issues that you're talking about, some of those other signs of inflammation. Some things they might not even be connecting. They might not even be connecting their dental health, for example, with any of this either. And so this has been enlightening. I hope you enjoyed listening to Lisa. She's a wealth of information. She's been there. She's walked in your shoes. She can help people with compassion, because she knows how. It's one thing to say it, but to actually walk that talk and shift it around. But you're a testament to say, it can be done. And, you did have the 30 extra pounds, you did have the digestion, you did have the depression, you did have all of those things coming. And then you were able to get on the other side of it, which is so fantastic, and set you up for a better life ahead than you would have had you not had some of those problems. So it was a great learning opportunity. And now you can help so many people with your expertise. So it has been such an honor and pleasure to chat with you, Lisa. And thank you for sharing some of your insights. It's not just about creams and diets. Notice how that didn't come up at all in this conversation. The tips and the expertise and the information really is invaluable. So how can people, if this is something that people are like, gosh, how do I get in touch with her? This sounds good, but she might not know about like my particular situation, like that sounds good for her, but here's something that I'm wondering about. If people have questions or if they're wanting to connect with you, how can they connect with you, Lisa?
Yeah, the best way to get hold of me is to go to my website. That's www.goodlivingwithlisa.com, and you'll be able to book a call with me through my calendar. Or feel free to follow me on Instagram. That's Good Living with Lisa as well.
Okay, so for our listeners, you can reach her at Good Living with Lisa, LISA.com, goodlivingwithlisa.com, or on Instagram, Good Living with Lisa. It was an absolute pleasure to have you, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing your insights here and helping people. Any last words from yourself?
Thank you, Dr. Shauna. The pleasure is mine. Thank you for letting me share in my passion, my mission in front of your audience and in front of the world. Thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure. I know this means a lot to you because I know you have a soft spot for people going through that. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe and tune in for more episodes of Health Coach TV. With that, have a fantastic week. And most of all, be good for you.